Hello, my name is Mary Norris. I'm chairwoman of the Cahto tribe.
What does that entail?
A lot of work, a lot of duties, a lot of responsibilities. I travel up and down the highway. I'm on about 13 to 15 different boards and councils.
Okay.
My my responsibility, I feel like the biggest responsibility I have is to find resources for my tribal members, to secure a future for our children, and to take care of our elders.
Okay. Now that's a great segue into what I wanted to ask. What if you had, because let's just assume 5 million people want to watch this. What is the one thing that you want them to know, as far as like how they can support you or what they should be aware of? Like, this is your opportunity to tell your story. I don't have a dog in this. I'm just trying to make sure that you get an opportunity to share what everybody doesn't know.
Boy, that's a big question. When you go out into the world, non-native people think that Indians are rich. They think that we all own casinos and that we all have government funding and that, we run millions of dollars through a casino that makes us rich. We're not. It's not the case. We were considered a limited gaming tribe. Our casino was closed in March of 23 because of our economy here in our small remote town of Laytonville.
Yeah.
And we're a poor tribe. So we rely on federal grants to support our programs. We are in the middle of establishing economic development. We're putting in a smoke shop, hoping to be able to build a gas station soon. And we bought 5 acres of property on Highway 101 with every cent that we had, because we know that it's going to help us to develop something, right on the 101 that's going to create a good economy for us, a good flow of revenue coming in.
Are there any current things that you export or buy or sell to help generate revenue for the tribe, or is it?
We're going to start a smoke shop, which I don't. My father died of lung cancer, and I at the time was a smoker, and I'm proud to say I'm 19 years a non-smoker.
Hey, congratulations!
And I don't really support smoking, but at a conference, Seneca conference for cigarette promotions, I watched a video of tribes that put in smoke shops and how they were able to then develop programs for education. It actually brought them a lot of revenue, and my opinion of it changed. I mean, people are going to smoke no matter what. They may as well be buying them from us. I had a hard time with it at first, but people are going to drink alcohol too. They're going to go to a store and buy alcohol. So if they're going to buy cigarettes, then we make our revenue on the taxes that we don't, that we get. That's what we get. So, so my opinion of that changed.
Okay. Is you mentioned, so you're absolutely correct. You cannot regulate human behavior. People are going to do what they're going to do. So if it helps your community, then there's no reason to not support that in some way. You mentioned alcohol. Is that a problem with? I know there are problems with alcohol in certain tribes.
There's problems with alcohol all over the world, not just Native people. Sure. Alcoholism is a really horrible illness that plagues many people. I actually like to brag about that. I'm 21 years sober too.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I am an alcoholic that hasn't touched alcohol in 21 years. So I'm very proud of that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I was talking to Mark just a few minutes ago, and he had said the same thing.
Mark has never drank alcohol or smoked cigarettes in his life.
He's 32 years old,
and that's amazing.
huge like
That's
thing to
such
say.
amazing. It's amazing thing to be able to say. You know,
Absolutely. You know,
we're very proud of him.
people tend to drink and do drugs and take substances to change the way they feel,
Mm-hmm.
for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to say I live life sober minded
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
clean is incredible.
Yeah.
And not a lot of people get to say that.
It's a beautiful thing once you acquire it.
Can you tell me a little bit about your tribe?
We are a small tribe of 173. We, in the last 2 years, enrolled 47 new tribal members. Some of those were actually tribal members that had been disenrolled. Disenrollment is a very ugly thing in Indian country, and I'm very proud to say that we brought some of those people back, and we hope that others reapply.
Okay.
We live on 202 acres here on our rancheria. Our rancheria community is about 250 individuals. Whenever asked where I live, I say I live in God's country. Laytonville, I don't live on the rancheria, but I live in Laytonville, and Laytonville is it's a beautiful place to live. We have clean air. We have very little resources and very little convenience, but we don't have the problems of the big cities. We know our neighbors. We're very community oriented. If my children were out someplace, other people would be looking after them. My children now are in their 40s, so that doesn't really apply. But we take care of each other, and
that's community at its best.
And that's really great. We have over the past few years attempted to bring our culture back. So we have dance groups. This year, we are doing our 24th annual Coast Walk. We call that a celebration in honor of our ancestors. We call it walking in the footsteps of our ancestors, and we're pretty proud of that. Today, I just said that's kind of in the world in Indian country. We call that our big time. Our school is right here. We have a very, very small school in town, in Laytonville. I think we have less than 200 kids. Our tribe is about 50 homes here on this 200 acres.
Okay. You said you're bringing back tradition.
Culture.
And culture.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that's been lost over the years that...
Oh, yes, our language. We have books right here that we had to buy from Berkeley. It's our language, and we bought the books from Berkeley. Our vice chair, Tashina Sloan, and our secretary treasurer, Kendra Campbell, are actually actively learning our language, and they're fairly fluent in it right now. We have a linguist, Sally Anderson, that's been working our language for about 20 years, and she now lives in, I believe, Portugal, and she does all of her classes via Zoom. Mm-hmm. And Kendra and Tashina, there are a couple of other tribal members that do attend those, okay. And they're learning the Cahto language.
So language is important.
Mm-hmm.
It ties everybody to something. What else?
Ceremony.
Okay.
So once or twice a year we have ceremony. We have a ceremonial grounds where we have a circle where we gather and bring in dance groups. We eat. Ceremony for Indians is eating together. Everybody brings food and we share meals. That is the utmost form of respect that you show to somebody, a guest that's coming in to visit, as you feed them.
Well, I feel fortunate then because we're gonna have lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
What is there traditional food or is it more just
traditional foods are venison, fry bread. We always talk about fry bread. I say, fry bread's not really a traditional food, but it has become a traditional food.
It's one of my favorites.
Acorn mush, which we rarely, when I was a young girl, my grandmother made acorn mush, and it was a lot of work. You first, you got the acorns, you dry the acorns, you crush the acorns, you leached the acorns. It was a big effort.
Okay.
And acorn mush, when people would say, "Is it good?" And I said, "No, but when you eat it, you feel very fortunate that you have it because it's what sustained us,
Yeah.
for most of our lives."
Interesting.
And that is a very traditional food.
Okay.
Nowadays, there are some of the younger native people are making really great things out of acorns. There's like I think they're called acorn bites that one of the museums, a group from the museum make that are really good. They're nutritious acorn bites.
Oh, I learned something new. I didn't never really consider eating an acorn, but
And in Sherwood is a neighboring tribe where Lois Fluke makes lots of really good things with traditional foods,
okay.
traditional ingredients.
What else?
Uh,
I'm gonna ask you. What is that in the that cubby? The colorful star. I don't know if it's a star. I don't want to be.
okay, so this is our library where it's really the only place that we have to display our achievements. And I'm thinking, I can't see that far. Yeah. So it's CIMC, California Indian Manpower Consortium, and we just got the one that's over there. I packed back from Paula, and it's our 35th year of being part of that organization.
Okay. That's awesome.
So that was presented. I think a lot of these were. A lot of them are CIMC.
Okay.
We are on several consortiums where we join and we get we generate. There's programs that are offered through those through those councils or consortiums.
How is it that your community feels about, like, I'm an outsider coming in, right? And it may not be a tribal thing or a native thing. Just people tend to be unified in their own communities, and then other people come in and tell them how to do something better, and then it's like, I don't know if I want to hear that, or I don't know if you're the right person to be telling me that. So how does your community feel about us coming in and being like, I'm going to teach you how to talk to people and calm things down?
I would consider our community very closed. I'm a member of the Cahto tribe, and I'm don't live here.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be Indian to be part of the actual people here. I mean, as if you were here all of your life, you're considered part of the community. So, but I think we're fairly closed here. We're very remote.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of jobs in our town.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that are born here stay here. Most of their lives.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything that I should be aware of coming into training tomorrow? Like landmines to avoid, or sensitive areas that might be harder to discuss but are necessary to discuss? Because I'm pretty flexible, and I like to be.
That's a hard question for me because I'm sort of out and open and not.
I've heard.
I don't hold a lot back. I kind of say it as it is. Sometimes when I could sense it, I'll say, "Oh, do you want me to candy coat it for you?"
Hey, boss, you hear that? It's not just me.
No, I like to be very transparent and open and honest about everything. So I think that's the way that I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been out in the world, sort of that way. So it's really hard. That question is hard for me because I don't always know how to read people. And Um, sometimes I can be insensitive, yet I feel as though my message needs to be stated, and when my mouth tends to go before my brain, and when I can, then I try to say, hey, this person, let's 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 go into it a little bit slower, and
Yeah.
not just
Well,
throw it out there.
in all fairness, sometimes we need that very direct approach.
It was the way I was raised.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anything when you're upfront and honest, because people know what to expect, they know what they get. Now, the other side of that is, I do appreciate your time, because you said I've got a lot to do, and you still were gracious with the time that you've given me. So that is,
I got here at
there's
I got here at 5:45 this morning.
you've got to be direct, because you have limited hours in the day.
Yeah.
So it's a work survival tactic.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that. So I don't want to keep you. Is there anything that our audience should know, or any way for them to connect? And like, is there a social media presence? Is there an online presence? Is there anything that they can do to just learn more?
Well, we're in the process of trying to develop our website, so no, we don't have that. We do have a Facebook page, Cahto Tribe. I don't
I'll put
even
it in
know
the-
that. I don't even know the.
I found it. I will put it in this
I
episode.
avoid social media because it's not always a nice place to be.
It's true.
So, yeah, we're working on our webpage.
Okay. I believe I have the link to the webpage, because I was on it.
Okay.
And I know I've seen the Facebook page pop up, so I'll make sure that gets linked as well.
Kendra's very good about posting things on our Facebook page.
And we'll take a couple pictures tomorrow, and then make sure that we add your page to the pictures on our social media, so that people have the opportunity to actually see something they don't really get to see very often, and honestly have no clue as to what is going on. And I think it's important to share your story, and
Yeah.
that way they know, and you know, and you know, and they know, and we all know.
Thank you. I appreciate
course.
that.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.